everyone, well, now I hope you had fun. Being that I knew people were enjoying the playthrough, I decided to go a little extra long today. As you saw, I went a whole extra hour on stream.
Wow, you're so good to all of us.
Which I hope you appreciate. Quite honestly, let me take a look, because I have not looked at stream numbers all day. My god, the stream numbers were terrible. Wow, what happened?
I don't know, maybe people were bored? Maybe they were bored. Maybe they had something else to do.
We never even, hold on. I'm actually trying to go back here. Did we ever even get close to 400? We didn't, did we?
You know that some people don't go more than 20 people?
At least from what I can see, I can't see the entire length of the stream, but from what I can see, which is back till around like 3 p.m., it looks like we barely even had 300 on stream. Wow.
So?
I don't know what's going on. Listen, here's the bottom line, and I'm tired of it now. No more excuses, alright?
Excuses. No more excuses for who? Oh, let me guess. You're gonna come up with excuses as why people don't watch your stream? Excuses for who?
Because the bottom line is people are like, Phil's not engaged in his commentary, and Phil's commentary is boring, and that's why people don't want to watch the playthroughs of the streams.
That's the truth. I mean, DSP's commentary is boring as hell. I mean, maybe he's enjoying it himself, but his commentary is boring and just annoying.
Bullshit! I'm loving this game, I'm voice acting, I'm engaged, I'm commentating on everything that's going on actively.
You do know there's a difference between you being bored and you being boring, right?
Bullshit. I call massive bullshit on any idiot who says that about either the Watch Dogs 2, which I've been playing recently and really liking, or Pokemon.
So those two games you think you were not boring? But does that make all the other games you played before okay? No, it's like all of the games where you're boring and that's it.
It's bullshit. I call complete and utter bullshit on anyone who's saying that I'm not engaged and I sound like I'm bored. I'm not.
So what? What are you gonna do? I mean, it's the truth. You're boring.
So, I've had enough excuses. It just seems to me like people are fucking lazy and don't want to come out to the streams.
Okay, so people are lazy because they don't watch your stream. Wow. This is crazy. This guy is absolutely insane. So people are lazy because they're not watching your videos. Okay, maybe you're lazy and not coming up with stuff to say that's entertaining. And maybe that's that. Did you ever think of that?
I don't even know what else to say, you know?
You know? You don't know what else to say. Oh, maybe you should try to improve your stuff.
Jim Bob says that at one point we had around 350. Well, I mean, this is kind of ridiculous that I can't even get 400 people for a live stream anymore of new games.
Did you ever think that it may be your fault? Did you ever think that maybe it's because you are not entertaining and people are not interested? Of course not. It's not your fault. It's never your fault.
You know what I mean? It would be like new games. It's one thing if this were like an old game that I was playing, it was boring and, you know, it was an older game most people didn't care about. It's a brand new game.
So what? So that should tell you that you should stop relying on other people's content, meaning new games. You should stop relying on other stuff than yours. You should stop relying on new games to keep you afloat because you don't show any other effort. You don't show anything. You just rely on other people's content.
And I can't even get 400 people on stream. I mean, it's ridiculous.
So what are you going to do about it?
So, I don't know. Like, I'll be honest with everyone. I enjoyed the stream today. I had a lot of fun. I did. I had a lot of fun playing this today. But what is the point of doing all the setup for the live stream? Right now, where at the end of the stream, I've got 230 people on stream? Why? You know, I'm confused. I don't get it.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. Jeez, maybe that's because you've insulted everyone and you're just boring as hell. You don't know why. People are not interested in your stuff and they hate you. You don't know why. You have no idea. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is completely clueless, disillusioned, and he's going insane.
I just don't get it. But that's the thing, now people, if I don't stream, people will complain, why aren't I streaming? Well, because you didn't show up. That's why.
Okay, fair enough. Stop streaming if people are not watching. You can't blame anyone else but yourself.
If you showed up for the stream, I would bother with it, but it's ridiculous. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I'm really heavily considering not streaming this game anymore, you know? I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I had fun. I want to say thanks to those of you who were here for the stream, obviously. But, I mean, even you can see. I mean, it's black and white.
Just like your layout, your screen layout is black and white.
It's black and white at this point that my daily live streams, people aren't turning up for them, you know?
Yeah. Your channel is dying. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing.
So I guess honestly that might be it. This might be the final stream for the game. I don't know what else to say. And I do appreciate again those of you who did come out, and you know there were a few things in stream chat that were pretty helpful today. So thanks for that, but I don't know.
He thanked someone.
I just don't know. What's the point? Being completely honest here, what's the point of live streaming if people just don't show up? You know, like I said, if I do it on premiere days, great. A new release day, you know you're going to get good attendance, right? Or if it's a special event like a marathon or a multiplayer event or something like that. Or every once in a while if I'm just bored and I feel like streaming, but I just don't see the point, you know? I don't.
So that may be your cue to stop relying on new games for your basically supporting yourself. You idiot.
So, alright everyone, that is it for today's Pokemon stream. Right now I'm going to upload all the videos to DSP Gaming. Tonight I am going to play about 2 more hours of Watch Dogs 2 that will also be uploaded to DSP Gaming. And right now I am undecided on whether or not I'm going to stream this again. I am, because what's the point? So, anyway, we'll see. I'll think about it. Alright, I'll think about it. Alright, everyone, that is it. Have a good night. So, thank you for being here, and I will see you later. Tomorrow, Pokemon will continue either way. Even if I don't live stream, I'm still going to be recording offline. Alright? And so the videos will go live on DSP Gaming afterward. Alright. Alright, thank you. Peace out, everybody.
People are lazy and they don't watch my videos. How can you improve your business with that kind of attitude? It's my client's fault that they don't consume my product. It's not my fault. There's nothing I can do. They're stupid. They don't come and see my product. What an idiot. What a freaking arrogant asshole. Get ready, everyone. DSP is gonna spew more bullshit here. He's gonna try and apologize for calling his viewers lazy. You know, the last video that you saw just now. So get ready for more bullshit.
What's going on, everyone? Darkside Phil here with a special vlog. Not planning, obviously, to film this one.
Oh, you want some money. That's basically it.
It wasn't anything that was on my schedule or that I thought was going to be something that I was going to be discussing publicly again so soon.
But someone called you out, and someone popular called you out. Review Tech USA called you out, so now you want to save face and you want to make a few extra buck in the process. That's it.
But I do feel that a few things have happened that in the past few days / week, that there's been some developments in regards to my business, in regards to my live streaming. There's been some things that I've said that maybe either I didn't mean to say them that way and I didn't express myself properly the way that I said them, for example, on a pre-stream or on a post-stream.
That happens a lot. You insult people all the time.
This week, and you know, sadly what ends up happening is
Snort.
when I say something maybe the wrong way or not how I intended to mean it, or not really what I was trying to say.
You're an asshole. That's why. It's no longer an error at this point. You do it all the time.
You know, I'm a real human here, and I make mistakes, and I can't always express myself in the way that I want to perfectly 100% of the time. Duh! I mean, you could probably go back over the 8 years I've been on YouTube and find about 4 million examples where I said one thing and then afterwards I was like, oh shit, well I actually meant to say this, or no, really it's more like this, but when I was saying something on the fly, I didn't necessarily say it.
Maybe that should be your cue to stop talking out of your ass all the time and just it should be your cue to just shut up. Maybe by now a normal person would have, you know, accepted this and changed, but he doesn't understand that.
In a way that was the best way to say something, especially if it's in a way that doesn't hurt people or insult people.
Like you do all the time. Yeah.
Right. But what happens is you've got people who literally sit here, and I'm not kidding you, right now they're doing it right now, as this video is going live on YouTube. They're sitting here and they're analyzing every little thing that I possibly say.
That's because you lie all the time. That's because you lie and you mislead people, mislead your own fans all the time. Those people are exposing what you do because you can't be trusted. They do this so that people know the real you because you just bullshit your fans all the time.
To find something, somewhere where I slipped, somewhere where I might have said something in a bad way, or maybe a way that doesn't necessarily 100% make sense, or may be something that...
This happens way too often.
That's inflammatory to some people or insulting to some people, and that's what they focus on, right? Not the 99% of the other part of the discussion that's been going on, but that 1% where I said something.
That's because the other 99% is useless crap. That's not useful to know because you talk so much. It's useless. This video is like 40 minutes long just to quote unquote apologize. People only take certain parts because you talk for hours of useless crap.
That may have been a bad way to say something, okay? Case in point, the reason I'm bringing this up is because this past whole month, there's been a ton of discussion around myself, around my YouTube channels.
And you love people talking about you, don't you? You love it. People try to help you, which is beyond me. You act like an asshole to everyone, but they still try to help you, and you're still not grateful. I mean, you say thanks, but it sounds so fake.
How to improve, how to make them more viable for the modern audience on YouTube. Because the bottom line is, for 8 years, I have primarily done raw video game playthroughs and raw video gaming Let's Play live streams on a daily basis, and it doesn't seem like that's cutting the mustard per se.
Where's the apology now? Why are you talking again about your 8-year career on YouTube? Why are you talking about this? Is that because you want to give some context? Because you're talking about that all the time. You're always talking about your past. You have nothing planned for the future. but your past, oh my god, you talk about it all the time.
All right. What I've noticed is a huge drop off in views. I can't explain it. It kind of came out of nowhere because the first half of this year was great. The first half of 2016 was amazing.
You don't know why people don't watch your videos. You don't know why. You have no idea of what happened during the summer. Like, you turned off a lot of people because you quit playthroughs and you just insult people. Your episode with Alpha Omega Sin, that didn't happen, right?
Views were up. I have my new channel, KO Gaming, that was doing really well. And
that you basically abandoned and stopped doing anything for it because you just want to focus on new games.
Everything was going great, and then all of a sudden this summer, literally out of nowhere, it didn't seem like there was any cause or effect relationship. It dipped massively and hasn't come back to anywhere near the levels where it used to be.
Not your fault, right? Nothing is your fault. It happened like out of nowhere. The gods are against me.
So when I'm seeing something like that, I obviously have to appeal to my viewing audience and say, what's going on? Can you give me feedback? Can you give me suggestions for improvement? What exactly is happening? And you know what? The bottom line is the majority of YouTubers wouldn't do that. The majority of YouTubers out there hide the business aspect of stuff.
Because people don't care about that. And you've asked you've asked your fans for their opinion, but you insulted half of them because you're like, oh, this is not a good solution, and then you insult them. So you think these guys are gonna appreciate that and want to come back to your stuff? No.
And you know what? I'm not saying that's wrong or that's right. I don't know. I can tell you that's not my style. As you guys and gals know, especially those...
He's acting super defensive here. He doesn't want to insult anyone because he knows is in the spotlight right now, and he's not going to insult other YouTubers now, but he always does.
Who follow me in the long term. I'm the kind of person that is completely transparent.
Yeah. Of course.
I let you know about all the stuff kind of going on behind the scenes. I shared that with you.
Because it gives you views. You like the drama.
Because I really do feel that you, the viewer, are the person who's here on a daily basis, not only to watch my content and enjoy it, but also that's almost like an experience. This whole YouTube thing has been an organic experience between myself and my viewership that...
Organic. What does that mean here in this context? You just want to throw out like buzzwords.
I really feel that being transparent has allowed you to feel like behind the scenes and be a part of it. You know what I mean?
Which is the case for some of your fans. They do the job for you, literally. And you never like acknowledge them. You always say that you're a one-man show.
I don't feel like I'm better than anyone else. I don't...
Of course. Now you say that.
Feel like what I'm doing puts me on as an e-celebrity pedestal. And you know, a lot of people may say, but Phil, you say all the time that your videos are better than everyone else who does Let's Play.
Yes.
You know what? Again, that's just me not expressing myself well.
Like you do all the time. Snort.
Alright, I don't necessarily think that the way that I do videos is better or necessarily the only way to do it. I personally feel that doing a raw Let's Play is the best way to do it. That's my personal belief.
Because you're lazy and you don't want to do any other work than just playing the game and uploading the videos unedited.
Because you don't get the one-sided fluff of editing out all the parts of the game that are boring, or editing out the fails of a game, right? Or only making the game look good because you're basically doing a paid PR advertisement, which, quite honestly, a lot of big gaming YouTubers, that's what they do.
Look at how he's talking about it. He makes it seem like it's okay for them to do that. But the way he says it, you can tell as he's jealous as hell of all of these YouTubers. You can tell that he's jealous, because no, they're not all doing PR reviews or you know, commercial playthrough of the games. They're just popular and they get some games in advance and that's it. But you can tell that he's jealous as hell. He would like to do it, but he can't because everyone hates him.
Because they're paid to do it. All right? That's not what I do. That's never what I've done. That's not what I want to do, and that's not what I intend to ever do here on YouTube.
You're paid to do it.
But it seems like that's where YouTube is going when it comes to gaming videos. People want to see highly edited, highly polished gameplay videos where all the fails and all the boring stuff of the game is cut out. It's only non-stop entertainment.
Yes, because that's more entertainment. People don't have time to watch a boring playthrough. You have to respect your audience's time. That's basically how you keep an audience, which DSP is completely oblivious to. He doesn't respect his audience time. He doesn't care about their time.
A joke here, fun commentary there, a funny part here, a funny fail there, and literally when you watch a let's play of a game, it's really not a let's play at all. It's more of a best of montage with all kinds of stuff in there that could be scripted. Now I know there's some people who don't do scripted stuff and they still find a way to do it right.
Okay. So now what?
Okay. But I do feel that what I do on YouTube is, at least from my perspective, right, a different way to do it and a way that has intrinsic value. I do feel that my video style has intrinsic value. It sets me apart from the pack because unlike all those other guys using all the methodology to get the big views and everything on YouTube, I don't do that. I don't kowtow down to that denominator of looking for that kind of popularity.
Down. So basically they're inferior to you? Is that what you're saying? And because you are different from the others doesn't mean you're good.
I don't care if I don't get the massive mainstream view on YouTube. The bottom line...
Yes, you care. You do want massive views. You must dream about high view numbers. That was a lie. You do care about that. You check views all the time.
All I want is to be able to pay my bills and continue to do this as a business full time.
Yes, you wanna keep doing things in a lazy way and still pay for your house that's too big for your own means. Basically, you want people to pay for your big house without you having to do anything, any work, like all of these other people that actually put in the work.
And the thing is, maybe that's not viable anymore. Maybe I do need to change and I need to do a lot of things that I don't want to do in order to make this a viable business. And that
You mean work?
sucks, right? That really does suck. But that's pretty much the reality that's kind of facing me right now, all right?
So what do your viewers have to do with this?
So anyway, here's what's going on. This past month, facing this reality, all right, I've talked to a ridiculous amount of people. I've talked to my biggest fans, and quite honestly, I've talked to some of my strongest critics on YouTube.
Really? I want names. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't believe a word of what you're saying because you lie all the time. Who are these people that are your critics that you talk to?
I've talked to other YouTubers.
Who?
I've talked to people on my forums, people in the comments of my videos, people on social media like Twitter.
You probably insulted them.
All right. And the bottom line is something's got to give, right? And there's been a lot of conversation about things that I can do. Now, there's long-term fixes and short-term fixes. Long-term, people have said, well, you got to edit down your videos and you got to do this and that. I can't do that right now. I'm so busy right now in this gaming season. There's no possible way I could completely change my style of video on the fly.
Why not? It's like that all the time. Every year you can't do changes while you're playing all these new games, and then the next year comes and you still don't do it. You never do these changes. You always push them back. You're always procrastinating. It's like you never do what you're gonna say. If you want to change, you do the change. You just don't want to do it. You want to push it back the further you can possibly push it back.
It's not going to happen. If something like that is going to happen, it's going to happen long term. Say over the course of next year, I try to implement a phase kind of plan where, okay, I'm still doing the raw gameplay, but now I'm going to massively implement time so that I could do this edited style montage of the...
You already tried to do this last year, and it didn't work. So you're going to keep doing the same thing, basically, and you're going to expect different result. Insanity.
Game for, say, KO Gaming and stuff like that. But we're not there yet, and there's nothing that I could do as an overnight fix. What I've been looking for are overnight fixes.
Lazy fixes.
And some people will call them band-aids, yeah. But
ridiculing your audience and the people who try to help you.
Let's face it, I got to do something in the short term to try to make stuff better, right? I can't just keep doing the same thing over and over. You know what they say? Insanity is doing the same exact thing over and over and expecting a different result.
My God. He's not even self-aware. He's aware that he's insane. That's crazy. What the fuck is this?
I can't just do the same exact thing every day and expect that things are magically going to get better overnight out of nowhere.
Which is why I'm going to do just this.
Now, let's be honest here. Since I've revealed what's been going on with my business, there's been a ton of positivity coming out and people pledging to my Patreon and people coming out and saying, we support you, Phil. And that...
These guys, why are you doing this? This guy, DSP, is obviously not gonna change. He's obviously not gonna do what you're suggesting him to do. He's obviously gonna take your money and just continue to be lazy and why are you helping him? DSP's worst enemy is himself. And in second place, there's you guys who donate to him. You guys are basically telling him to keep being lazy and to keep trying to stay on this boat, on this ship that's sinking. And you're giving him the hope that it's going to work, when in fact the biggest thing you could do to actually help him is allowing him to fail so that he will finally learn to fix his attitude and to fix his life, basically. He's never going to learn if you give him everything on a silver platter. You gotta let him handle his stuff by himself. That is his problem, it's not yours. You should not be enabling this lazy guy to basically just profit off of you.
That is great, and that is obviously a way to help short-term help things, and honestly long-term too, because the bottom line is if those people who pledge to my Patreon keep pledging, it's going to help me in the long term, alright? But that's also not going to be the end-all be-all savior of everything, and I realize that.
Oh, you realize that. No, you don't. You're not changing anything. You're just like completely clueless.
And you know what it is that I read all this feedback over the past month, and I don't directly make a video like this explaining, and then I think people think that all of that feedback is falling on deaf ears when in reality it's not. It's just that I can't actively respond to every piece of feedback that I get.
Most of the time you reply and you insult them.
And I'll be honest, a lot of people cannot help giving feedback without insulting too. It's like, well, here's a bunch of positive feedback. Oh, by the way, Phil's a lazy fuck. Well, that's not going to help.
You should just appreciate the feedback you get. People are trying to help you, and you're going to be picky about how they formulate their comments. Give me a break, man.
You know what I mean? Like, you could give as much positivity and constructive feedback as you want, and as soon as you could put in that insult, you've completely destroyed any kind of a case that you had.
You do the exact same thing when you reply to most of your fans or other people who comment on your stuff, or you delete their comments. God damn it.
For trying to help out, and people need to understand that too, alright? But
people need to understand that. People need to be at your beck and call and try to do everything the way you want. I'm sorry, but that's not how life works, man.
Anyway, I'm getting off topic now. The bottom line is, quick fixes for my business seem to be either, number one, leaving YouTube streaming altogether and going back to Twitch. because now people are saying pretty much no one streams on YouTube anymore. It's that simple. Almost no one streams on YouTube at all. YouTube gaming last year, let's face it, was a hideous failure. YouTube claimed they were going to make gaming popular and streaming popular on their website. They haven't. They literally launched YouTube gaming and they did absolutely nothing whatsoever to promote it, nor to actually make it viable or convince anyone to come watch streams on YouTube. They've done nothing.
So it's YouTube's fault now.
You can't just launch something and then just leave it alone and expect that it's just going to massively grow virally. I think Google may think that that's the case or something, because that's what happened with the Google search engine, and that's what happened with YouTube in a way. But that's not how life works, right? In business, you actually have to have some kind of a competitive edge, and YouTube gaming streaming has no competitive edge.
So, like your KO gaming channel that you started and then you gave up on, and you don't do anything for now. So this guy's projecting like a goddamn spread gun from Contra. Like, he's actually saying that now it's YouTube that's not promoting YouTube gaming when he himself is not doing the work.
So, when you're faced with, gee, do I continue to live stream daily on YouTube, or do I go to Twitch, where that's where all the popular stuff is? When a new game comes out, people are searching for that game, and you can come up in search results easily, and you're going to get organic viewers that are going to come into your live streams just because you're on the most popular streaming platform there is. Obviously, that looks more appealing than streaming on YouTube. Now,
but you burned bridges with Twitch.
already given a bunch of reasons why, at least right now, I can't immediately jump ship back to Twitch and say, here we go. In fact, I'll be honest, not only is it a technical aspect, meaning the ability to stream at a quality.
We are about 1 week after this video, and he's already joining Twitch.
Quality that I feel is acceptable, but also record at a quality that I feel is acceptable, which is the reason why I left Twitch to begin with 2 years ago. I've actually heard many things about you could fix that now. Like, there's a new version of my streaming program, OBS, that will stream at one quality to Twitch, but record at the higher quality for YouTube. So basically, it fixes the whole issue that I had 2 years ago, okay?
Snort. So where's the apology now? Where is it? I need to remind you, this video was titled "Add Apology" in the title. So, where are we now? We're talking about Twitch and stuff.
There's also philosophical differences that I have, business reasonings that I have for not going back to Twitch, and I might have to eventually just bite the fucking bullet and say, you know what, even...
Or just shut up.
No, I really disagree with a lot of the stuff that they do over there and the philosophy that they have over there. Because the bottom line is, I don't feel that Twitch is about quality gaming streams at all.
Like you're about quality. Give me a fucking break, man.
They don't care about the quality of the stream that's put out. They just care about how much money the stream makes.
Oh, you don't. You don't care about money, right? You just care only about the quality. You don't care about money. My God. The projection.
That's why, if you look, in the 2 years since Amazon bought Twitch, have they improved the actual video quality of the website? Have they massively increased server capacity? Have they done anything really to say, look, here we are the premier streaming service and here's a ton of quality stuff for you? No, they said, here's t-shirts, here's new emotes you have to pay for, subs, basically every possible thing to fundraise rather than improve the quality of their site.
And you don't agree with that? That's exactly what you're doing.
And I'm completely the opposite of that.
You're fucking serious, man? You're the opposite of that. I mean, that's exactly what you're doing. Fundraising, money, subs.
I'm of the belief that you can improve the quality of a site while you also make it profitable. It's not all just about the money, which it seems to be that entire site is about. There's so many examples I can give of people that violated the site rules, did nasty stuff on that service, and were massively forgiven just because they bring in money to the site. And I don't agree with that at all. And I also know, let's be honest, if I go back to Twitch, I will be the redheaded stepchild. I will be the guy that 2 years ago left the site because I was so furious with their practices, right?
Yes.
That coming back, there's no way I'm ever going to get any kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. But any kind of consideration from those people.
You want a special treatment.
right? That, you know, they're probably gonna be on my ass. They're gonna be like, you're not streaming at the right quality immediately, and do this and this and that. I'll be having people monitoring me.
Like everyone else.
I know it. I just know it because that's how they kind of operate their business. Is they have preferential treatment, excuse me, to those who are the big guys, the big dogs, and everyone else is kind of just shuffled under the rug.
And you're jealous of them and you want that special treatment.
So there's a lot of reasons why I don't want to go back to Twitch, all right? I might eventually do it, especially if it is true that I can stream to their standards, okay? But I can still record the quality that I want for YouTube. Maybe I'll go back. We'll see. But there's been a lot of other discussion about me reducing the amount that I live stream. And this is really the meat of the video, what I want to get to.
It took us like 20 minutes to get to this.
Reducing the amount that I live stream, because the bottom line is every day right now I've been live streaming at least 3 to 4 hours. Okay. And what it does is a few things. Number one, it oversaturates. When I'm live streaming every single day, it's not special. It's something that becomes commonplace, right? And because it's commonplace, people tend to say, well, it's going to be there every day. I don't have to actually show up for it because it's commonplace. Phil will be streaming every day and it's not a big deal, right? And that's the problem, is when it becomes not a big deal, then people don't show up anymore. And here I am every day setting up a stream, maintaining a stream, making sure the quality is good, asking people how the volume levels are, doing all this, doing all that. When there's a blip in the stream, I gotta try to figure out what caused that blip and try to adjust it, right? And I have to be here on a set schedule to stream every single day rather than...
Oh, your poor thing. He has to do some work.
having the flexibility of recording whenever I have a free time and all that kind of noise. And for what? When, quite honestly, if you actually look at live streaming, at least my live streaming, besides when I do a brand new release and I cover it for 1 to 2 days, or if I'm doing a special event like a marathon or maybe a multiplayer session of a new popular game, then people come out to watch. But in general, when I'm doing, let's say, a longer drawn out playthrough, and I'll give a perfect example, a game like Dishonored 2, where the game was 15.5 hours long, after the first 2 sessions that I did, almost no one showed up to the streams anymore.
That's because people only care about the novelty of it. You have nothing else to offer. You only rely on the game itself as a novelty to bring in viewers. Other than that, you do nothing else. You do nothing that can bring people. They have no other reason. So when they've seen the new game, they just go away. And you keep relying on that like an idiot.
Because let's face it, 2 reasons. Number one, because a lot of people aren't caught up on the playthrough. Not everyone can watch 8+ hours of gameplay within 2 days and be able to be caught up and be there for the live stream of that game. And number 2, because a lot of people are either playing the game themselves, right? And so they don't want to be spoiled on what's going on in the game by watching me play it so rapidly throughout that launch weekend, right? Or various other reasons. There's other life reasons why you can't be there for a live stream every day. Maybe it's appealing to you to be there for the premiere stream, but it's not appealing to you to be there for every moment of every piece of gameplay of that game over the course of the weekend.
So you're gonna keep streaming.
And what I'm noticing is basically the same exact things for games like Watch Dogs 2 and Pokemon Moon, which I'm now playing. The premieres were great, and after that, the viewership drops off dramatically because people are just, they can't catch up, or for whatever reason, they're not going to watch this incredibly long ongoing playthrough as a live stream. Now, that's different. A few years ago, I think maybe people had that mentality, and now things are more on YouTube becoming more like, well, it's a commonality that people are doing these playthroughs, and so I don't need to be there every single day, right, for the live stream or whatever. So I understand that, but I had this discussion this week. There's a vlog on this channel from earlier this week where I said, I'm just going to cut back then on the live streams.
So basically, he called his viewers lazy because he was pissed off that no one comes for the stream, and he discussed that he might, stop the stream, not stream as much as before, and he called his viewers lazy. And that's all the context you need to know.
Because the bottom line is, I don't need a live stream every day. And if I cut back on live streams, the people who watch those live streams are, hopefully would watch those videos on demand on YouTube. That's going to give me more views there, which is going to obviously help with my business, because right now, the viewership I'm getting on streams doesn't count as much as a view on a video. And I know that sounds weird, but it's true. Think about it. If you tune into a live stream for 3.5 hours, that's 1 view. If you watch...
Who fucking cares? Jesus.
9 to 10 videos, that's 10 views. And I know that sounds stupid, because I agree. Why is it that if someone watches something for 3.5 hours and watches advertisements during it, it doesn't count as much as watching 10 separate videos? I don't know. That's YouTube's mentality. That's not mine. I think that YouTube still, I hate to say it, in a lot of ways, is still in its infancy.
Snort. Like, you said you don't care about the big views. You care about each and every view you get.
And it hasn't perfected these kind of metrics or analytics or whatever you want to call them. It should count the same, but it doesn't, right? And a lot of people have been saying you're live streaming every day and you're losing out on thousands of views a day because you're live streaming stuff that you don't really need to live stream. You're doing an ongoing, elongated playthrough of a game that has a lot of content. Why are you live streaming it every day? Why are you setting it up there and having to basically lose out on gaming time because I have all the setup and the pre-stream and everything that I do every single day, right? And I have to adhere to this schedule where I have to staunchly be here at certain dates and times and stuff.
Like work?
And people are basically just saying, stop all of that. You're doing it too much and you've oversaturated everything. And what you need to do is go back to the way you used to do it, where you just play games on your own, have fun with them, upload the videos, and yeah, for special occasions then, like the launch of a game or whatever, you should live stream. And I understand that and I agree with that. Now, I also know that there's going to be a group of people, the people who are kind of my core audience, who are there every single day, no matter what I live stream, who are going to be disappointed in that because they feel now betrayed. What the hell? I've been here for every live stream Phil's ever done, and now he's going to just cut back on live streams. How is that fair to us? And listen, I understand that. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. No matter what I do to change my business, hurts someone, right? Someone gets hurt. It's someone who's going to be kind of not screwed, but disappointed with whatever changes.
We're talking about video games here. A let's play. That must hurt a lot.
And I get that, and that sucks. I know that for a fact. The difference here is that I'm trying to be 100% transparent with you. And I think this is...
Yeah, you're so honest.
Where all the drama happens with me and YouTube, is that I am transparent. I come out and I try to tell you everything going on behind the scenes, and I try to explain to you what's going on and why I'm making critical business decisions. Any other YouTuber probably would just say, well, I'm cutting back on live streaming, sorry everyone, and that's it. And there's no further discussion, and there's no explanation, and they don't make multiple vlogs about it, and there's nothing about it, right?
And no problems, and no fuck-ups. Basically, could you just try to do that, maybe?
Right? And you either accept it or you don't. But for me, I really care about the viewers, and I want you to understand why I'm doing something, right?
Yeah.
Right? If the live streams every day were super popular, and there were a ton of people coming out for them, and they were profitable for me, then I would do it every day. But the bottom line is, it's not. You know what I mean? I'm not getting any kind of a significant viewership on these ongoing live streams that's making it viable for me to keep doing it, especially if people are really feeling that it's hurting my overall viewership on my playthroughs because I'm streaming every day. It's just reality, okay? Now, what's happened is these past couple of days, I've been streaming, in particular, Pokemon Moon, okay? And I personally feel, and the people who've been here for the live streams at least, have relayed to me that Pokemon Moon has been one of my best playthroughs in a long time. I'm completely engaged in the game.
Those are your fans. They're there every single day, and they think everything you do is awesome. So of course they're gonna say that.
I'm doing little jokes and things, better commentary than I've done in a long time, and that has been a major criticism of my game playthroughs as of late, is that it seems like when I'm playing these longer form games, such as Dishonored 2, I'll bring another one, another good example, that game was great and I loved it, but there wasn't a ton of stuff to do crazy commentary on, you know what I mean?
So it's the fault of the game that there's nothing to say on it.
Unless I wanted to talk about completely off-topic stuff, which I don't like to do when I play games, there wasn't a lot of stuff to talk about during that game. It wasn't like, wow, here's a crazy observational thing that I could talk about. It's not like it's Heavy Rain or Until Dawn where there's hilarious stuff or silly stuff happening and you can make funny commentary and stuff about it. It wasn't like that at all. It was a lot of kind of...
Heavy Rain has hilarious and silly stuff in it? Whatever, man.
The same kind of gameplay. It was fun gameplay, but it wasn't something that lent itself well to entertaining or engaging commentary.
So why do you rely on all the games?
I feel that Pokemon Moon, at least up to this point, has been the opposite. Seeing new Pokemon, naming the new Pokemon.
Let me guess, you named them all like ridiculous, like elementary school types of jokes.
Doing voice acting for all the main casts so far. There's been a lot of opportunity for great stuff in that playthrough. Alright? But that being said, the viewership hasn't been great. The first day, as expected, the premiere was great. And since then, it's dipped. And yesterday, alright, on stream, at the beginning of the stream and end of the stream, I had this discussion with my viewer base because I wanted them to be prepared for the fact that I probably wasn't going to be live streaming much at all this week coming up. This particular week coming up is a holiday week. I'm going to be trimming my Christmas tree, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, where Leanna is working and I have to drive her to and from work. So there's a lot of times where I can't have a consistent schedule this week anyway, so I can't live stream a lot. And I basically made a promise to my viewer base on stream the past couple of days that if viewership was pretty decent for Pokemon Moon, that I would bust my ass basically to still try to live stream as long as I could this week until basically it wasn't viable anymore.
Bust my ass.
Which is probably about middle of this week. I can't live stream anyway, alright? And the bottom line is, the day one, the viewership was great. Day two, yesterday, the viewership wasn't great. We started out with a certain amount, and it just went all the way down, trailing down during the course of the stream. Now, for me, I can't figure it out, alright? I can't. Logically...
You can't figure it out. You have no clue. I mean, how many times does it need to happen for it to go through his thick skull that it's not a good idea to rely on new games like that? You have to do something that to make it your own. You have to do something. You have to put effort into it.
I can't figure it out why that would happen, because I'm enjoying the game.
Of course, everyone enjoys a game as he plays it.
The people who are in stream chat are telling me that they're loving this stream. It's one of the best streams I've done. The viewer, for a viewer who's engaged and liking that I'm engaged in the game, they're telling me that the content is great. So why is the viewership going boo during the course of the stream?
Because it's boring.
I don't know, and I have to call bullshit, because most people have come out and said, well, Phil, it's because your commentary isn't good. It's because your commentary has been boring as of late. It's been blasé. It seems like you're not engaged. You're not enjoying the games you're playing. You're just doing this for a job.
It's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, after playing games like this for money for so long and having the attitude he has, of course it's gonna show that he's just basically burned out. It's just, there's just no way that someone could play games for so long and being stressed over views and stuff and not just go completely insane. It's like he's basically killing his enjoyment of video games for himself.
And that's why people aren't excited in your stuff. I have to call bullshit. Pokemon has been anything but that, alright? And it would be one thing if I...
But the other games, they were like that. So it's not bullshit.
I was just going through the motions. I'm not with this game. I'm really actively working to make this an entertaining play.
I'm not with this game. What about the other games?
They do, and I'm entertained by the game, so I know that that's coming through in the videos. So when I see viewership going boo, that tells me that that downward trend has nothing to do with actually what's coming through in the videos at all.
Yeah, you know that it's showing in the video that you enjoy the game. You know that, right? There's no way that it could be you, huh? There's no way.
All right. And you have to look at it and say, well, what is it, right? What is the root cause of why a stream would have plummeting viewership when the stream is engaging and entertaining and fun? I don't get it, right? And,
maybe that's because you turned off a lot of people, but with your shitty attitude and the way you insult everyone.
I guess I should ask that kind of question publicly more often. Of course, I'm going to get a ton of bullshit answers from people who are only here to be dicks to me.
Oh, really? Why are people dicks to you? Have you ever thought about that? Of course not. Everyone's a dick to you. Everyone is a dick. You have no reason to be a dick to you.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, the bottom line is if you watch the Pokemon playthrough, right, and you see that I mean, I'm getting people who I don't even hear from are tweeting me now and saying, Phil, you know, I just started watching Pokemon playthrough. It's great. You know, so if that's the feedback I'm massively getting, then obviously something else is going on. What is it? I don't know. And I don't know how to fix it, you know, and that leads to frustration. So what ended up happening yesterday.
So you're frustrated and you can't control your anger. So you blew up at your viewers. So we needed about 30 minutes. No, I mean 20 minutes to get to this point, which is the actual relevant part of the video.
Okay, is at the end of my stream, I looked at viewership and I said, well, sorry everyone, but you know, it looks like viewership plummeted today, and I don't know why, but as we've already had this conversation, all right, I'm not going to continue to live stream this game because it looks like people aren't coming out for it anymore. Now, admittedly, then with my frustration in my head, I said something completely wrong, something I shouldn't have said, something that, of course,
looking off camera,
every motherfucker on the internet who steals my videos, who illegally records my streams, and who takes every fucking comment I ever say out of context to find that one moment when I say something wrong. Here's what I said. I'll publicly admit it because it's out there, duh. And I didn't mean it. As I said, well,
it's out of context. No, it's not. They took what you said and they gave the context. Basically, you gave the context because you talk way too much, and there's no other context to know. That's you were pissed off because the views plummeted, and you just said that, and that's it.
It must just be that people are lazy. People want to see my streams, and people are asking me for streams, and they're begging me, and they're upset that I'm not going to live stream. But then when I do a great quality live stream, they don't show up, so they're just lazy.
Quality.
Obviously, that's not actually what I feel. There's got to be something.
No, that's what you were. That's what you actually felt. It came out without a filter because you were too angry. It's actually what you feel. Don't try to lie.
Going on, right? To make people not feel engaged and not stick around for the length of a stream. I don't know what it is, because they used to. And again, I'll say this again. I'm not doing anything like differently than what I used to.
Maybe that's the problem.
I'm engaged in a game and I'm doing great commentary.
No.
And I'm actively engaged in it, and you know, Pokemon in particular, reacting to the new Pokemon, the new abilities, naming the Pokemon, doing voice acting. I don't know how more engaged I could fucking be in a game, honestly. And I'm loving the game. That's the other thing I've been telling everyone. I'm loving this game. I like Pokemon Moon a lot. It's fun because it's a new Pokemon game where I'm getting exposed to it for the first time along with everyone else, and I'm seeing the new Pokemon and the new evolutions and everything. I'm really liking this game and this playthrough. Like, I'm digging it. I want to keep doing it. I'm excited today to jump on stream and continue with Pokemon Moon. And I'll be real honest with you, I can't say that for every game that I play. There's some games that after 1 or 2 sessions, okay, I get what the game is. Oh, great, there's another 10 hours of gameplay. Well, I gotta go through it now. This is not the case with Pokemon Moon.
So what? Maybe you're boring anyway.
Very excited to jump back into it on a daily basis, alright? But, because I said this one thing that obviously I apologize for, and it's wrong. I mean, anyone said, Phil just called his viewers lazy. They're not coming out to the streams because they're lazy. No, I don't think that's what it is.
Look at his face when he's trying to apologize for this. He's not apologizing. He's just like, okay, I'm gonna say it's wrong.
There's something going on. I don't know what it is, but there's something obviously going on that's not engaging viewers on my live streams. I don't know what it is. Because I said that, that's it. So the whole internet now has to tear me a new asshole because Phil said something at the end of his stream on fucking Saturday. So
on Saturday. So Saturday is like a day worse than the others? What the fuck?
That's it. So now you got these kids who literally, and I'm not kidding, this is not an exaggeration, there's...
Like everything else you say is an exaggeration. You're not kidding. Like, kids, right?
Kids who literally every day record my entire fucking stream illegally, which is completely illegal. You can't record anyone's live streams or videos on YouTube. They do it, and they take that one moment. They don't have any of the discussion about how my business is down, how I really need help, and I'm trying to get suggestions for improvement. And one of the major...
They don't have discussion because, one, they want to show things exactly as you said them, and the other reason is that you won't have a discussion with them. When you say discussion, it implies there's two sides to it, but you don't want that. And by the way, they didn't need, like I said earlier, they didn't need to get through the entire stream itself to know the context.
Your suggestions for improvement has been to cut down on live streaming, and we had this whole experiment this week with Pokemon that if attendance stayed up that I would keep streaming, and that it didn't stay up, and all of a sudden it was down, and I was very disappointed that none of that in context. The one thing that's put up...
Yes, it was in there.
Phil saying, man, these people are really lazy because they're not coming out to watch my streams. Of course that makes me look like a fucking piece of shit.
That's because you are. That's because you are. That's what you said. There wasn't no need for more context, exactly like Review Tech USA. It was, the context was there. It's exactly how you acted, and that's it. You should just stop being an asshole, but there's no way to stop that because that's what you are.
Of course it does. And people will say, well, how's it out of context if you said it? Because you didn't give the whole fucking perspective of everything that's been going on for the past fucking month.
So we need to give the history of the month, the entire month, for us to understand that he got pissed off and said stupid shit. So, are you kidding me? The context that was given was enough. There was no need to go through the entire month and explaining everything. It's not because you have a reason for saying that it means that it's okay.
Of course it's out of context. Of course it makes me look bad. Duh. But the problem is people don't fucking do the research. They don't take the 5 seconds.
5 seconds to do the research for the entire month? You're kidding me, right? They didn't need to do that. The context was there.
To figure out what the situation was. Instead, they just watch the one thing and say, well, Phil's a piece of shit. Wow. Phil is a major piece of shit.
That's the truth.
To say something like that makes Phil a piece of shit. And you know what? If I knew nothing about myself, and I knew nothing about my 8 years on YouTube, and I knew nothing about the frustration and what I'm going through right now with my business, and I knew nothing about any perspective whatsoever, and all I saw was a video that says DSP Gaming says his viewers are lazy, and I clicked on it, and the one thing you hear is, wow, my viewers are lazy because they didn't come to my live stream, I would hate me too.
It looks like he hates himself, but he has too big of an ego to actually try to change himself, to change his attitude. And it's funny how he wants people to learn about his entire 8-year history on YouTube. Like, when it's about the good things, but when it's about the bad things, something that happened like 1 year ago suddenly doesn't matter.
But that's not reality, and that's not life, right? That's not the truthfulness of the situation.
Yes, it is.
And quite honestly, that's why people hate me on YouTube. That is definitively number one, the reason that people hate me on YouTube. It's not that I said that.
Yes, that's it. It's because that's what you are. People know who you are, know what kind of person you are. It's not like, if it was only like 2 people that hated him, then it's okay. But when pretty much everyone understand how this guy is, it's like, no, that's how he is. And he exposed everything about his life online, and that's what he gets. He gets everything that he deserves.
It's that some fucking idiot spins it to say that's the only thing Phil ever said. Here's the negative thing Phil said.
there's no spin here on anything that stupid he said. It's exactly what he said.
It would be like if President Obama of the United States at one time
Comparing himself to Obama. Really?
was really frustrated about one thing and he made an underhanded or a comment that really wasn't characteristic of 95% of the stuff that maybe Obama would ever say, and he said this one thing, but that's the only thing that was on the fucking internet today was Obama said this one thing.
The thing about this analogy is that politicians, when they get called out on stuff like that, what they do is either they ignore it completely or they apologize once and never talk about it again. And people in real life forget these things, especially about politicians. But people on the internet don't forget. And the thing is that DSP keeps talking like an idiot for hours about these things, so of course he's gonna keep saying stupid shit.
Everyone would think that he's an asshole, right? But the bottom line is that he has all this other positive spin coverage too. And that's the thing is, I don't get the positive spin. All I get is the negative. For years, let's watch an entire 15-hour playthrough of what Phil did and take the 1.5 hours out of it where he really sucked and or was really frustrated and or said stuff that could be, you know, insinuated as being insulting, take it completely out of context of the whole playthrough.
Okay, so you need the entire playthrough to understand why something negative was said. Are you fucking kidding me? Jeez. So this guy is like perfect, right? He can't say whatever he wants. Like he can't say bad things. It's just that you need to have been with him the entire day to understand why he said it, and that makes it okay, right?
Okay, this was his playthrough of this game, when in reality that's not what it was. It was a 15-hour long playthrough where for a good 10 plus hours the content was good, there was fun stuff, I was succeeding at the game, I wasn't blaming the game developers, I wasn't going crazy swearing and insulting people.
So he's aware that he's doing that. Look at him. It just said that he does it. It's like, and don't bullshit us. You insult people and insult the game developers a lot.
But that's the thing. Take the one negative out of context, make the video about it. Well, hands off, and I got my views for today, making Phil look like a piece of shit.
It's funny how he thinks that all those people do it to get views. Like there's only views in the world that's important, right? Hey, DSP, no one, like, not everyone cares only about views. You think that life is all about views.
And that's what it is. That's the reality of my daily existence here on fucking YouTube. Alright?
Oh, you poor thing. You mean to tell me that everyone in the entire universe hates you? I wonder why.
Here's the thing. I want to say something. I want to say thank you to those who from an outside perspective see this, alright? And they kind of, like, wake me up to reality. Because the bottom line is,
those people that expose what you do are waking you up to reality, but you refuse to acknowledge them.
You know, yesterday the stream went offline, and I didn't think anything of it, and I uploaded my videos like usual, and I played Watch Dogs and all this, and I really didn't...
You finished your rant, and you didn't think you said anything wrong. It took Rich of Review Tech USA to call you out so that you could... By the way, you're not apologizing. You're just doing this right now because Review Tech USA is popular and they're gonna attract haters to your channel.
Hear anything all day. I didn't hear anything, and all of a sudden overnight, apparently, I got a bunch of tweets. In regards, it's Rich from Review Tech USA, who watched the video from the kid who steals my stuff on a daily basis, that piece of shit.
Insults people. By the way, the kid is the one that exposed you, and Rich of Review Tech USA basically just told you. So it's it's Eddie who just released the video that it's basically the reason why you're doing this right now.
Watches this fucking out of context video, and he tweets me and he says, Phil, you know,
Out of context, my ass.
this video is the reason why people are turned off to your streams and turned off to you as a person on YouTube and your content. This is why people hate you on YouTube.
It's the truth.
Because of comments like this. And I look at it and immediately I'm like, but this is a completely out of context comment.
No, it's not.
Right? It's the one moment of weakness where I said something bad that I openly admit now I apologize for. It was wrong. I shouldn't have said that, and it's certainly not the case. I don't think my viewers are lazy. That's bullshit. And that was just the frustration of it just coming out of me and me saying it wrong.
You still said it? You still can't control your anger.
I don't think my viewers are lazy. I just think there's something fucking going on, and I gotta figure out what it is, right?
You're taking out your frustration on your viewers. That's what you're doing.
What is that core thing that doesn't keep someone engaged for a live stream? I don't know what it is right now. I don't get it. You know?
Talent. That's what it is.
And so, you know, he said, you know, this is the kind of thing that happens that makes you look bad. And, you know, I appreciate that feedback. But what I wish Rich wouldn't do would be saying that publicly on Twitter, because then what happens is, oh wow, Phil.
It's the only way for you to understand and listen. Views and the possibility of getting more haters. That's the only way. There's probably like 3 or 4 people at least who tried to tell you, but you didn't listen. But when this guy who is popular told you, that's when you freak out.
Said that Phil's a piece of shit. They don't see in context. Again, Rich sees it, and Rich kind of knows my history, and Rich kind of knows there's a bunch of kids who fucking make it their life's work to just make my life miserable. He gets
These quote-unquote kids know your history.
that, because he gets a lot of that too on YouTube. He gets a lot of that kind of hate. In fact, a lot of the same people who hate on me hate on him on a daily fucking basis. So it's kind of weird that we have nothing to do with each other. We barely ever talk. We have like no relation. Even our content is vastly different, yet we still get the same kind of hate. So obviously there you're kind of seeing a pattern, right? And it doesn't really have to do with the content or whatever someone's coming out. It just seems that there's certain people that gravitate towards other people on YouTube and attack the fuck out of them. I'm just saying. But anyway, Rich sees this and he tweets it, and he's well-intentioned, and I appreciate that he tweeted it, because I look at it and I'm like, wow, Rich is right. Looking at just that moment of what I said,
Just that moment.
completely out of context, makes me look like a piece of shit, and he's absolutely fucking right. And I shouldn't say stuff like that publicly, and that's a shortcoming of mine, because I'm so real, because I talk about...
Oh, you're so real. Like, when you finished that comment and you uploaded it, you click upload. Not thinking, no, I think that part you didn't upload it. But, so you knew that you said some stupid shit, but you didn't care. You thought that, you know, nobody would notice, right? You wanted to hide it, but then Eddie exposed it, and a guy who has a lot of viewers talked about it. So now you freak out.
This stuff with you, and I share this personal experience with you on YouTube all the time. Stuff like that, that's a mistake, comes out, and that's what becomes the focus of the negative assholes on YouTube, right?
Maybe you should stop telling everyone about your life.
But at the same time, I don't think Rich realizes that when he makes tweets like that, especially when it's 5 in the fucking morning for me and I'm asleep and I can't respond to it, that all it does is cause problems for me, because when he tweeted that, immediately all his viewers...
So people should only tweet when it's convenient for you, and they should like mellow out everything they say to please you. Like the world revolves around you, basically.
Went and watched the fucking video. So all that happened is that hundreds, if not thousands, of people who follow his Twitter went and watched the video and said, wow, DSP is a piece of shit, instead of understanding the whole situation, the whole context of everything. So I really...
That video had everything they needed as context in it.
really wish, and I actually just said this on Twitter, I really wish that if other YouTubers want to have some kind of a discourse with me about what's going on or whatever, PM me or email me, you know, darksidephil@hotmail.com. It's easy to
Oh, it's easy, right?
reach me. And Twitter is not always the best avenue to do that, especially when you know that there's going to be a public eye on stuff like that. And the bottom line is...
Yeah, it's gonna force you to react because it's public. Other than that, you'll just, like... You just don't care.
Yeah, maybe a couple hundred to a couple thousand people may have seen that video of that idiot who records everything that I do, the out of context, you know, video. Okay, but now because Rich tweeted it, now a lot more people are going to see it, and that's actually negative to me. It actually hurts me, even though it makes me understand, oh wow, I see what's going on. It ends up hurting me even further. I don't think he...
Nobody should have to warn you that it's not what... that it is what's going on. You should be able to do it on your own.
Gets that, okay? So now to end this video, allow me to explain many things, because I want to clarify for everyone definitively the truth of the matter. Because the bottom line is, what you hear from everyone else on the fucking internet, and what you hear from this video over here, and this tweet over here, and these shitheads over here, is not the truth. What you hear from me is the bottom line when it comes to myself and my stuff.
That video was you. My God. So, you should believe everything I say. Don't question what I say. Just believe what I say, and that's it. That's the truth. This is goddamn cult right here.
Alright. Number one, I am not quitting Pokemon Moon. There is this big mass,
who cares?
just misunderstanding. I must have gotten like 20 to 30 messages in the past day. Are you quitting Pokemon Moon?
Oh my God.
Like, no. Where did anyone get that idea from? Never once ever in this entire discussion did I say that I was going to stop playing this game that I love. And then I give it, well, Phil, since you're quitting Pokemon Moon, you're a piece of shit. You're only doing this for money, obviously. I'm like, what?
You already did that for Persona 3.
What? I'm not quitting Pokemon Moon. I love the game. I haven't even looked at viewership on YouTube to see if the videos are getting any views. I don't care. Pokemon Moon is the kind of game that I know I can play at length. It doesn't have to be a rushed game. It could be a game that I play at length and I balance with other games. So even with other company games like Final Fantasy 15 and other stuff, I can play Pokemon Moon potentially on and off till the end of the year as a fun playthrough, right? And I don't feel any pressure. Right? I don't. I feel like the least pressure of all the games I'm playing, I feel like that's like the least pressure kind of game where I could just play it at my own pace and have fun with it. It just
pressure.
so happens right now, it released on Friday. I'm having a ton of fun with it, so I'm playing it heavily now, but I'm not pressured to have to rush and finish the game or anything like that. And I don't...
You can tell that he's playing for fun, right? Feeling pressured to finish games.
Understand where this mentality is coming from, that people think I'm quitting the game. I never said that. I may stop live streaming it, but I'm not quitting it. That's when I'm really enjoying a game, I'm not going to just quit it out of nowhere. You know what I mean? I'll find a way. If I'm really enjoying a game, I'll balance it. And now I'll make a comparison here. Compared to a game that I'm doing and I'm really not enjoying it, I'm not going to continue it. And there's a lot of people who, you know, well, Phil didn't finish this playthrough and Phil quit this playthrough. He rage quit this playthrough. If I'm not enjoying it, why the fuck would I keep playing it? You know? That's my mentality. The whole reason I'm doing videos for YouTube is to play games, to show you what the games look like from a common gamer's perspective, to express my opinion on that game live. And if it's a game that's great, I'll keep playing it. And if it's a game that's okay, I'll probably still keep playing it. If it's a game that I feel is absolutely god fucking awful, like Homefront this year, are you fucking kidding me? Why the fuck would I have continued to play that piece of shit? No Man's Sky? I gave that game more than enough of my fucking time, and it's a fucking stinking piece of crap. You know what I mean? I will stop playing them. So, yeah, I love Pokemon Moon. There's no reason why I would stop. I mean, yeah, it miit be balanced. It might be a drawn-out playthrough. I'm not going to quit playing Pokemon Moon. All right, that's number one. Number two.
And before he's gonna quit it.
Please, I have to implore you. When you see or hear something that I say that seems out of context, that seems weird for me, Phil normally wouldn't just insult the viewers out of blue and say that they're lazy.
Oh, God. Really?
I mean, Phil live streams 365 days a year. Phil puts out gameplay videos 365 days a year. out of the 365 days, were there 2 days this year where maybe he said something that didn't seem right? You know what I mean? But that's the focus that everyone's got to fucking talk about because they got to get their cheap views. They got to get their cheap attention.
Everything's about views. Everyone wants views.
Because they're scumbags. Those people have nothing to add positively to the planet.
Like you are. Like you are adding anything positive.
They don't. Because when you focus only on negativity, that means you have nothing positive or constructive to say.
You're right. Why am I doing this?
And that's the reason why they exist, because they can get attention for themselves by feeding off of the moment of weakness of someone else. So I had this one moment of weakness, right? Please, when you see...
Let me guess, when you say stuff like that, we should just ignore it and just, leave you and let you insult people and just do that kind of stuff. Like, trust that it's not really what you think. Come on, man.
Stuff like that. Don't take it as the end-all fucking be-all of who I am, alright? And I know now I'm really only talking to my core fan base, and it's far too late for a video like this to have any kind of impact on the commonality of the YouTube viewer. The common YouTube viewer thinks I'm a piece of shit, because there's so many videos out there of those moments of weakness that are out of context. You don't understand the situation.
Yes, we do understand the situation. Shut up.
Where I'm coming from and why I would have been so frustrated or just so overwhelmed at the time that I would say something stupid.
Okay, so why then a lot of other YouTubers have been there for a long time and they don't have as many moments like that? Why is it only you?
Right? That stupid thing becomes me. It becomes synonymous with me as the person on YouTube, and people look and say, wow, when I search for DSP Gaming, Phil said this nasty about his viewers today. He said this nasty about something 6 months ago. Oh my God, last year in 2015, Phil said this and this and this. Wow, did you know that in 2010, Phil was on Blip TV, and he made a joke about the Jews and Nazis? Oh my God, once ever, Phil made a horrendous joke, learned his lesson, never made that kind of joke ever again, and repeatedly apologized for it and explained.
What are you looking at? Come on, man. So we shouldn't care about things that happened 3 years ago, but we should still think about your 8 years on YouTube.
That joke was actually copied off of the Howard Stern show, which is a completely different animal than what people thought it was.
Original content.
Well, man, we still got to bring that shit up, right? And that's the thing. People just find these moments of things. I'm not even kidding. That moment in 2010, people still bring up to this day.
It's okay. You've been on YouTube for 8 years, remember? We can't remember your 8-year legacy.
It's like, are you kidding me? 6 fucking years ago, you still bring it up? One thing that happened? And it's just out of control.
So what? You said it. It's part of your 8-year legacy.
So this video is obviously not for the common YouTube viewer. I really don't feel that a vlog like this, nothing that I do at this point, would ever make people change their common opinion about me.
So just shut up. Apologize for real. There's no apology here.
Because there's so much of that, take the one moment of weakness, and that's become who I am on YouTube. Because I show those moments of weakness. How many other YouTubers have these pre-streams, have these behind-the-scenes videos, have vlogs like this? A lot of YouTubers, it's just the content.
Maybe you should do like them and just shut the hell up.
Here's the content, this is all you see of me, right? And that's it, and I'm not like that. You know, I've always had this interactive relationship. Like I said at the very beginning of this video, this interactive, organic relationship with my viewing audience, and it is a double-edged sword. Because
why are you doing this? It's because you like the attention, is it? You like this. You enjoy this drama. It gives you views, it gives you money. That's why you're doing it. You wouldn't do it if for any other reason. The only other reason I can think of is that you have no friends and you have no friends in real life, so you need to do this kind of thing to feel like you talk to someone. But I wouldn't say that. I would say it's more because you want money, because the drama generates money.
Because in a lot of ways, it's great to have that transparency and to feel like I have this personal connection with the people who have made me popular on YouTube and allowed me to do this as a job.
Personal connection.
But at the same time, when I have a moment of weakness, it stabs me right in the fucking foot or the ass or the balls or whatever the fuck you want to say, right?
It's your fault.
And it really does frustrate me. So please, when you hear that shit, you gotta understand. The one moment, when you think of that one moment when I did something fucked up, please compare it to the other ridiculous amount of moments where I didn't fuck up and the amount of enjoyment that you got out of my stuff.
You fuck up almost every day. It's good that people don't see your forums a lot because you act like such an entitled asshole on your forums. And that's only your forums.
Because I think, unfortunately, what happens on YouTube is you get this kind of black and white judgment system, right? It's either the person's amazingly good or a piece of shit. It's one or the other. There's no gray area. Now, in reality, we're all a gray area. We're all human. We all have positives and negatives. We don't all show them publicly on YouTube, but in reality, we're all like this. We all have moments of greatness and moments of weakness. And for me, because the moments of weakness have been the focus on YouTube for so many people, that's why I'm seeing as such a negative thing on YouTube when so many others don't show that side of anything, you know? And when I come out here and I make a video and I say, man, I feel my videos are the best Let's Plays on YouTube because they're raw and unedited and I'm not doing a paid advertisement like these other shills and I'm not doing the cheap thing over here like a reaction video to a movie or a trailer for cheap views because I'm busy working on games.
You do these things. And now you're gonna say that you don't really think that, and in fact you're such a good guy, and you're exaggerating and lying and saying all these things that you don't really think. So then how can we trust anything you say? God damn it.
Yes, I do feel pride in my own work. Yes, I do feel that what I'm doing is good. But I'm not saying that other stuff can't also be good, but when I say stuff like that, people take it that way because it kind of sounds like that.
It sounds like that. It doesn't kind of sounds like that. It sounds like that.
Even though that's not what I mean, I don't always express myself the right way. And people take that shit and say, oh, you're so elitist and you're so fucking up in your high castle of, you know, your ego, and you don't understand that you're not the best thing on YouTube. No fucking shit.
Okay, so people are idiots because they assume these things, where in fact that's how you act all the time.
Like, of course I know I'm not the best thing on YouTube, right? Now, I don't think that the things that are popular on YouTube are necessarily the best things on YouTube either. I actually think that there's a lot of high quality stuff on YouTube that no one sees because of the way YouTube works. And I said that for years, that YouTube's system now is broken to the point where people can just follow a formula.
It's YouTube's fault.
And because they follow a formula, they get popularity on YouTube and make money, which is ridiculous because YouTube is not supposed to be a website where you follow a formula of production values, of having big bucks, and you know,
and putting effort into things and having talent, right? It's not supposed to be about that because that's not how you are. You don't have talent. You don't put effort in your stuff. You're advocating that part of the YouTube concept because it suits your purpose. It fits what you want to do, which is basically nothing.
Putting a ton of time and effort into a fucking highly produced video to put out on YouTube like it's a highly made television program, and then you put it out and now it gets 1 million views. That's not what YouTube is about. That's never what it's been about. But ever since Google bought it out, they completely fucked the business and changed it into something it's not. And it's...
What Google did is because people are making money off of YouTube. What Google did is basically put in place systems to avoid people like you from abusing it by being lazy and just milking the shit out of hundreds and thousands of videos. They're basically implementing more ways for the system to be foolproof because of people like you. So the reason why your views are going down is probably because their system is actually working. It's preventing you from abusing it, basically, and you've abused it for years. you've gotten away with it for so long, and now you're panicking because you have to put effort in stuff to actually stay afloat. But Google are not stupid. They're basically trying to prevent people from abusing the system, which is what you do.
Terrible to see what they've done with this business, because it is a shame that you cannot do what I became popular for on YouTube. It can never become popular again. People all the time say to me, Phil, how do I become a Let's Player like you and get popular? And my answer is, you can't. You can't. You can't do that on YouTube anymore. That's not what YouTube is. YouTube changed their entire business multiple times to the point where if you just do something like that, a grassroots effort, it'll never become popular.
Which means their system is actually working.
They have completely destroyed that. And I understand that. I'm not stupid, but...
Oh, you're not stupid, right? You're not stupid. You understand that, yet you don't do anything to improve.
I mean, I'm lucky enough that I started early enough that I still have a viewer base for what I do, and I need to find a way to maintain that and somehow find a little bit of growth. And that's the problem, is every time I get a little bit of growth, it leaves. Earlier this year, I had a ton of growth. All my channels were doing better, and then all of a sudden this summer, and I have no explanation why, and no one can tell me why. Now,
why should people be telling you? Why? It's not their problem, it's your problem. And you should have already figured it out by now.
One person has stepped up and said, definitively, here's what happened, Phil. You said this, and it turned everyone off. No one said that.
Plenty of people said that. You just ignored them and insulted them.
And it wasn't like, it's just, how could it be popular one day and unpopular the next? I don't get it. KO Gaming was doing ridiculously well.
Until you gave up on it and stopped doing things for it because you wanted to rely on new games.
Ridiculously well. And then all of a sudden, the videos just don't get attention anymore. I'm like, what happened? I didn't change. I'm putting out the same kind of quality content. I'm covering the new games. This is what people said they wanted to see for the rest of the year.
Quality content.
Where did the attention go? Why do I have 24,000 subs on KO Gaming and I'm only getting like 5,000 to 7,000 views a video? I don't know. What happened?
That's because the content is crap. God damn it. He won't listen to anyone telling him that it needs to improve his stuff. Because it can't be his fault.
How do you get that much job? I don't get it. If anyone can figure that shit out, that's what I need to fucking know, alright? I don't need to hear the one moment of weakness where I insulted I insulted people because I was fucking so frustrated about stuff, and obviously I'm an idiot for saying that, and I apologize for it. That doesn't help. And I think these idiots...
Yes, you need to hear about these things, and you need to be held responsible for your actions.
So they think that we're just exposing Phil, and we're making him see who he really is so that he'll improve. That doesn't make me improve, you idiot! Putting a one...
Improving is your job. It's not other people's job. Once they show you the error of your ways, it's your job to improve, no matter how they're telling you.
A context video on the internet doesn't fucking help me improve. Are you that stupid? Yeah.
You're stupid if you try to help him.
Yeah, you all must be, because that only kills me.
He apologized for insulting people, but then proceeds to insult people again. That's not an apology. He's just basically doing exactly what he apologized for again.
All you're going to do is make me completely be destroyed and never be able to make a video again that anyone would ever want to watch, because every time they search for DSP or DSP Gaming, they see Phil insulted his viewer base.
You know what? That might be what needs to happen to you. You need to go down to realize that you fucked up.
Says they're lazy. Phil made a Nazi joke. Phil did this. Phil did that. And they see these 30, 40 occurrences over an 8-year span that make me look nasty.
And that still doesn't ring a bell to you.
And of course, the this is how you don't play videos, rather than, the 40,000 fucking great gameplay videos that I've put up on the internet.
Great.
The hundreds of reviews that I put up on the internet. So anyway, to conclude.
Remove his hat to look like the victim, to look like you're gonna sympathize with him.
Thanks for listening. Had to get this off my chest. I apologize for being stupid and being human and saying dumb things every once in a while.
I apologize for being human. I apologize for saying dumb things every once in a while. Does that sound like a sincere apology? It doesn't. He just apologizes because he has to. Okay, I'm gonna apologize now.
Understand that's not the end all be all of who I am, okay? I would hope that at least there's enough intelligent people when you see something like that, you say, now wait a minute.
You are intelligent only if you take what he says and just believe everything he says.
You know, Phil's been around for 8 years. I'm pretty sure that he doesn't just fucking say stuff like that all the time. And, you know, I want to get to the bottom of this. You know, and someone like Rich from Review Tech USA, right? He sees it and he's like, now wait a minute. Now Phil wouldn't just say this all the time, and this is bad, and then he tweets about it, and that's good, but it's also bad, you know.
The last tweet of Review Tech USA about this was basically that DSP is like talking to DSP is like talking to a brick wall, because he actually argued with him, and DSP kept saying that it's out of context when it's actually not. But you know,
you got something to say, anyone, I mean this, send me an email, darksidephil@hotmail.com.
That way he can just hide it and never talk about it.
You PM me on Twitter, which I think you can send PMs. I don't even know. There's multiple ways.
He doesn't know if you can PM someone on Twitter. That shows you how much he talks about people on Twitter, right? It talks to people on Twitter.
You can reach me without making shit public like that, you know what I mean? Because all it's going to do is just incense more people, right? Because now, even though Rich is well-intentioned, I am very appreciative because he basically calls me out on me doing something really stupid, okay, but then I look at, well, great, because now there's going to be 1,000 people who see that and hate me even more. That's just what I needed today when I wake up, right? Getting ready for my live, I wake up in the morning, get ready for my live stream.
That's what happens when you say dumb shit. Deal with it.
Look on Twitter, what the fuck? You know? God damn it. Another day where I just want to fucking play games and have fun, and I gotta deal with more of this fucking stupid drama.
I also want to play games and have fun every day. Everyone does.
And it is what it is. It's life. That's the life of a YouTuber. At least that's been my life. I know a lot of YouTubers don't put up with this kind of shit. They don't have to. I do. That's been my life since I started on YouTube, and I guess it's gonna be till the day that I fucking stop.
Jeez, I wonder why. I wonder why that's your life and not everyone else's.
It is what it is. But anyway, I wanted to make this video. I'm not quitting Pokemon Moon. I don't think that my viewers are lazy. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of what's going on. Yes, shortly I'm probably not going to be live streaming as much anymore. In fact, today's probably the last stream of Pokemon Moon. And it is what it is. That's reality. Okay? And I apologize for being human and for showing that weakness, you know, as often as I do. I try not to do it all the time, but yeah, it comes out. And I fuck up. And I hope that there are at least enough people who understand how life works to know that, wow, Phil made a mistake. Well, he'll come back from that mistake and he'll provide us now with months and months of entertaining content before hopefully he makes another stupid mistake.
And it's gonna happen.
That's just life. I don't really have much else to say besides I'm sorry, you know, that I say stupid shit like that. And I'm glad that there are people who call me out on it fairly versus people who just make it seem like that's all I am on YouTube.
So people have to call you out in the way you want.
Okay. That's it, everyone. Thank you for listening. Right now, I probably have to call my parents. Shit. I just realized I have about half an hour to call my parents before my stream starts. And then I'm back to work. So, that's it. Thanks.
So I hope you're happy now, DSP, for spilling and spewing your shit all over the internet. Again, having everyone take care of your business for you. Oh my god, I feel like I'm going insane just by listening to this guy. He's insane. He's fucking insane. Nothing what he says makes sense. He's completely delusional. Anyway. Alright, that's it. I'm sick of this. Oh god. Why am I doing this? Yeah, thanks for watching and see you next time.